What your focus is going to be on your closest partnerships, Pisces, or creating a close partnership with someone. Because you have the Moon card coming up here as your focus is in the reverse. So the Moon card sometimes comes up to indicate illusion in the reverse. And with these runes, for you, it would be around, and this may be someone that you haven't spoken to in some time. This is somebody that you have from your past that you kind of left this situation behind. So this could be a former partner, a former lover, a friend or family member that you kind of broke ties with in the past. And I'm also using the Vampire Tarot, just for those, since everybody always asks about the deck. This is by Natalie Hertz, just to kind of get in the spirit of Halloween. But so I wanted to get that out there since everybody always asks about that. But the Moon card in reverse can also talk about, someone who is emotionally or mentally unstable. So there could be messages or information coming to you about someone who's dealing with that. You may be in a relationship where you are dealing with someone who is, there's just instability. There's illusions, maybe dishonesty, lies around. And that, again, Pisces, this doesn't have to be you. This can be someone you're close to that's dealing with this, and you find out about it. Now, some of you may be just trying, this is maybe a situation that you got out of. Maybe this is the situation you left behind, a former relationship, a former partnership, and you're really focused in October on finding a new partner or finding someone to move forward with or moving past this in some way. So whether you are trying to start over with someone from the past or completely remove yourself, and get closure on a past situation, I feel like that's going to be your focus in October. Some of you may be traveling or moving in October, or you may be focused on that. You may be focused on planning a trip or even taking a vacation in October. There may be something that comes up unexpectedly, but I think it will be a trip for pleasure, and I do think you will have a good time. If you're planning a trip, you may want to hold off on committing to too much until after October 9th, because that does seem to be the time, that's the time when Mercury goes direct. So that can be a better time for making plans or, anything to do with vehicles in particular. Now some of you've got the Eight of Swords coming up here. Also. So this card talks about, feeling like you can't move forward in some way. And paired with Pedro, you may feel like there's something that happens that hinders you in October from moving forward. Maybe it's something that just takes your focus. And, it could be this other situation, this person close to you, or this person from the past who is you don't have all the information though, because this is the rune of the hidden. So until you get further information, you feel like you can't really move forward. You need more info. But again, with the Eight of Swords, it's a mental thing. You can walk out of this anytime you want. You may just feel like you don't have all of the information. So you may kind of be imprisoning yourself here a little bit, mentally, Pisces. And, now there may be something coming to light in October that, again, from the past, I'm getting a lot of this is from the past. I don't really feel like this is so much happening in October. It's maybe just contact or someone coming back around, or an issue that was dealt with before coming up again. And it really is one that's kind of tripped you up because you just don't get it. This is a person you just don't understand their motivations, their actions, because again, they seem to be kind of wacky or not logical, not overly, this person's overly emotional. And, so you may be comforting someone in October, or just having to deal with someone who's very irrational, Pisces. And you just don't get them. They are like an enigma wrapped in a conundrum. Or a puzzle wrapped in an enigma, whatever that saying is. And you don't get that. Now, for some of you, maybe you are going through a breakup, because this can also be talking about leaving a relationship behind. So maybe, this happened in September and it has left you feeling very raw and emotional in October, Pisces. And of course, anyone can understand that. We've all been there. So, you may feel like, you can't really do anything. You can't really move forward until you're past this. And you just want to know when you're going to be past this, but you know that no one has that answer. So, just try to change your thought patterns if that's the case, Pisces, in October. Definitely don't drown your sorrows. For some of you, if you've had a problem with an addiction in the past, this could reawaken that. Make sure you seek help, or call a sponsor or talk to a friend. Don't succumb to that, because you got a lot going for you, Pisces. It's just maybe in one area where that could kind of muck up everything else. So if you let it get to you. The Eight of Swords is about, letting worries and things intrude on your peace of mind. So try not to let that happen in October, Pisces. Now, the help that's going to be available to you with the Three of Pentacles is you have other people cooperating or willing to help you, willing to be there for you. And for some of you, maybe this is in a financial sense. So, maybe this is a divorce and you're having to, get a lawyer, but you don't have the money. And you have people who will help you. All you have to do is ask. But some of you, again, I get this disconnect. Like, this is somebody close to you going through this. So for some of you, again, this is someone else dealing with, an overly emotional or unstable person. And maybe this is the person that is going through a difficult life lesson and they come to you for your help, or they come to you for your cooperation. So, now, those of you, this can also be a work situation where you're putting a lot of effort in. You are, so I do feel like those of you who are maybe having a more difficult or tumultuous personal life, throwing yourself into your work or throwing yourself into, what is something that you are creating, putting a lot of effort into something is going to be what leads you to, just what kind of takes your attention off of whatever this situation is. That's causing you worry or causing you concern. Throw yourself into a creative project or your work. That's going to take your attention off of things, and it's leading to something as well. It's necessary that you work hard in October, Pisces. So a lot of you are going to be really throwing yourself into that, and you may have to take time out to deal with this situation. You may resent that, honestly, Pisces, because some of you may just be, I'm busy. I'm working on this situation. I'm working on this project. I'm working a lot this month. I don't have time for this, craziness. I don't have time for people who have been upsetting to me, upsetting my peace of mind, upsetting my focus. I don't have time for that. But, I feel like you'll have time to do both. You can deal with this situation. Just don't let it get you down, Pisces. And if you need help, ask for it, because there are people who will help you, for sure. And I do see effort, though, going into work. Now, what can't be changed about October, we do unfortunately have the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords talks about betrayal, deception. You may find out that some people have been talking bad about you or gossiping about you because of the rune we have coming up as menace in the reverse. And for a lot of you, this may be on the job. So you may find that someone may have been saying bad things about you or bad things about your business, or this could be coworkers, or maybe you find out that they're, I don't see you losing a job or anything because you have Fehu in the upright. If that is the case and, you get laid off or something out of nowhere, there's quickly going to be something to replace it. Maybe you were already looking. But with Fehu here in the upright, money will be good. So, but there's something maybe you're just dealing with difficult clients or dealing with people who say one thing and then do another, very hypocritical types. But be careful who you share any plans with, especially about your finances in October, Pisces. Really kind of play your cards close to your chest about your plans financially or your plans with the job or money, because someone could betray you in some way or maybe steal one of your ideas or and you say it was their own, or maybe you're looking for a new job and you share that with a coworker and then they tell everyone else and it gets back to your boss, and it can be that kind of thing. So I feel like a lot of October can be, you can rein in these energies by basically not talking, not sharing your plans with others. It's not time. It's not going to serve you. But you could feel opposed by coworkers or opposed by a group of people. Could be family, but it seems like it has a financial. Maybe you're just feeling that way and you've been looking for a job. You want to get out of a situation. You've been trying to make more money or you want to be paid appropriately, but there are just no opportunities out there. And maybe in October, you're getting a bit frustrated. I do think by the end, though, you will find something, Pisces. So if that's been the case, it's like, oh, I'm stuck here. I don't, these people hate me and I don't like them. But I can't find anything. Hang on till the end of October there, Pisces, because I think you'll find that a lot more viable options may be available. Now, I do feel like there is some sort of disruptive, surprising energy around, and you have strength, the strength card coming up in the reverse. And this card can sometimes show up when we say you get angry and then you really kind of overdo it in what you say. Those things that they say, once it's out, you can't take it back. It's that kind of thing. So again, it kind of comes back to reining in those emotions. Someone may really take you off in October, Pisces, and but it could jeopardize it could jeopardize you. It could jeopardize something for you if you kind of blow up. The best approach is going to be to keep your cool, and that may be what you're fretting about in silence. It's like, I can't, let loose and lay into this person and not being able to do so is really frustrating me, so that could be what this Eight of Swords is about. It's like, you have to keep it under wraps, you have to keep it to yourself, but you really, really, really want to lay into someone, you really want to go off on someone, but you can't. And because if you do, I just feel like it's going to disrupt something for you. It's going to damage something for you, Pisces. It's going to create stress where there already is some stress here, and it's really not going to do you any good. So if you can keep that in mind, Some of you may feel like your strengths are being used against you. You may feel like your gifts or your talents are being used against you in October in some way with strength in reverse, out of the blue. So, yeah, I mean, it can be a month of just gossipy and people snarking. If that's the case, Pisces, I feel like this is not a new situation. You already know who these people are when I'm talking to you right now, whether it's coworkers, family, whatever. This may be a situation, again, that you thought was dead and over with, and here it is resurging, rearing its ugly head. And you may really want to give someone a piece of your mind, but I would say wait until after these energies in October die down, because it seems like you would do yourself more harm than good. And I know that's hard to do. Believe me, I know. When you really, really want to let someone have it, and they deserve it. Or at least from your point of view. Because we are always stuck in our own heads. You have a lot to be positive about, though, Pisces. I don't feel like this is like the whole month is going to be bad. This is just one situation that keeps popping up and keeps rearing its head. And you really just want to take your sword and cut the head off of that dragon. But for whatever reason, it's not the time to do it, or you're not the one to do it. Because again, I feel like for some of you, this is someone else's problem. You're just kind of dragged in by extension. And, so the time is not quite right. Either that or it's not your battle. So, I feel like no one's listening to this person anyway. No one of importance. No one important to you is listening to whoever this backstabbing individual is. So that's what I see, Pisces, for October. Not the greatest reading, but again, I feel like this is just one aspect. I don't feel like it's going to color the whole month. Those of you who are focused on new partnerships, that actually may move forward, or at least you may be taking steps in October for that to happen. So I would focus on that. Focus on creative projects, your work. Don't give naysayers or gossipers any credence. It's going to work out, but it may not work out until November. But yeah, just bite your tongue. Your tongue may be bleeding in October, Pisces. I'm not gonna lie. You may really, really, so meditate, do whatever, throw yourself into your interests, focus on your life and focus on where you're going, because whoever these naysayers are, or the situation you're moving away from, whoever that is, they're part of your past. They're not part of where you're going, and they shouldn't be, because they were holding you back in some way.